Rolling into the festive season 2031 at Fulham Football Club, and things are going incredibly well on the pitch. Off the field, though, not so much. Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 77 of Bottom to the Top. I'm Mr. Cellophane. I hope you are having a wonderful time. We'll get to the on-the-pitch stuff in just a minute. We're starting off, however, on our finances screen because the board has set fit to slash our transfer budget down to under $3 million. Yes, they took some of our money away, and our wage budget just happens to be almost exactly what we're already spending. We're actually overdrawn by a couple of £100 per week. That is because we are on pace to lose £71 million this season. We really need European football, or we have to sell a player or two to try to balance these books. Things have not been going very well financially for us over the last couple of seasons since we came back into the Premier League. We are making a lot of money in the league this year. We had a balance of over 80 million, but now we are about 12.5 million pounds in the hole. On the pitch, though, things going just a little bit better. Just the one loss since the last episode. We dropped a 1-0 decision on the road at Leeds, but we picked up a 3-0 victory over Leicester, 3-0 at home over Norwich, 3-1 on the road against Spurs. Our last couple of matches, though, against teams ahead of us on the table, or at least ahead of us at the time on the table. 1-1 draw at home against Manchester United. We just cannot seem to beat them this year. And then a 0-0 draw on the road at Anfield against Liverpool sees us in third place through 16 matches on 33 points, just 5 points off the top behind Arsenal, yet another team we just cannot seem to beat. Pair of matches, though, on tap against teams behind us today. We're taking on bottom of the table Bristol City. It is going to be our first matchup against them in the Premier League. They have managed just 3 points, not a single victory yet, already with a minus 31 goal difference. So I'm liking our chances in this one. And then we take on Brighton at the Amex on Boxing Day. They're on 24 points, currently in 10th place. Our squad on the pitch has been doing relatively well. Federico Guerrero remains our top goal scorer with 6. He's also added 2 assists. Tom Burford has 5 goals. Emmanuel Omega picking up 5 goals since we got him on deadline day back in September. We really are spreading the wealth. 3 goals apiece for Endo and Costa, pair of goals for Morales, Kellyman, and Blanco. Craig Ross, Kim Young-suk, Melvin Akahoman, Jair, Bichiabu, Harvey Vale, all adding goals as well. Now, if we didn't want to go the route of selling players, we could potentially bring some money in through the sale of some clauses, the biggest of which would be about £2 million we could get from Brentford to complete the sale of Marco Tomaszewicz. We could also get a little money off of Ivano De Jacobi as well as Sebastian Park. Not a ton. Maybe we're talking 4 million in total. If we are going to make a move for a player, though, in January to both free up some cash and make some improvements in the squad, it may very well be 22-year-old striker Gabriel Amaya. He has yet to score this season for us. In fact, it has been 22 matches, we found out, since his last goal. We picked him up from Atlas for $5 million a couple of seasons ago. He's kind of topped out on his potential as he's ticked over to 22 years old, only making $43,000 a week, so we're not spending a ton of money on him, but we could get maybe 35-40 million with this sale. We were expecting bigger things from him. It's a possibility we recall Jurgen Strand Larsen from his loan spell in January. Amaya training very well, but a 6.6 rating on the pitch. We've got Emmanuel Omega. It's really just not cutting it. I don't love reselling players so soon after we bring them in, but sadly, Gabriel Amaya just has not lived up to expectations. Kim Young-suk may be another one of those players. The 19-year-old just really not getting a lot of playing time, just popped by our office a moment ago and said, hey, I'd like to play a little bit more. He's currently behind Antonio Blanco, who is having a pretty decent season, as well as Craig Ross, who has just been a bit more solid. We like Young-suk when he is out there. Just getting him onto the pitch sometimes can be a challenge. He's not getting enough first team play. We bought him from Suwon for $1.5 million. Maybe if we can get 35, 40, even 50 million for him, then that is a good bit of business for Fulham. We may have to look at no longer hoarding all of this young talent and just parlaying it into brand new young talent. Something that if you have been following either the Twitch stream or this channel for a while will know is not necessarily one of my strong suits. I get attached. I want to make things work. He is on only $77.50 a week, which is very economical for us. So we'll see what happens. As far as Amaya is concerned, we are still 2 weeks outside of the transfer window. Not a ton of immediate interest, although Mallorca in La Liga over in Spain might be interested in doing something if they can cobble up enough money. Amaya, we may have to loan him out, try to get him a little bit of experience out away from our club. Taking on a team from Bristol City that seems allergic to putting the ball in the back of the net, so we're going to give a couple of those players that either wanted more playing time or really need to get off the schneid. Gabriel Amaya, I am looking at you. An opportunity to get into the side is going to be Shavlina in goal, a back four of Guest, Akahomen, Bichiabu, and Danil Denisov coming in to get a rare start. Kim Young-suk will be at the base of the midfield behind Marco Morales and Tom Burford. Endo is going to get the start on the left wing side. Federico Guerrero still recovering from his injury. Could play up to 45 minutes, but I don't think we're going to waste him in this match. Melvin Costa, who needs to kind of step things up. He's not had the greatest season so far, although his last 5 games have been a lot better than his previous contests. He'll be on the right-hand side. And Gabriel Amaya will be the striker for this contest as previously advertised. I think anything less than a resounding victory is going to be a massive disappointment. Fulham coming in third place on the table. Liverpool lost their last match, so we are still currently 2 points behind them. We can pull even if we can get a victory today, and it's a final third throw-in for Alex Guest. He's going to drop it in. Marco Morales back for Kim Young-suk, feeding Endo in the box. Endo! Oh my goodness gracious. That would have been an amazing goal, except it grazed the top of the crossbar and not the bottom. So unfortunately, not on target. The match momentum, though, is tilted way in the favor of the Cottagers. In fact, possession, 2/3 of the ball we've had so far in the early going. 31 minutes in, Costa will have it. Playing it ahead, Tom Burford. He's got men in the middle. He'll drop it back to Melvin Costa. Plays it for Marco Morales. Kim Young-suk over for Guest. Working it up the left-hand side. Endo, deep. Back to the edge of the box for Guest, who will circle it back to Melvin Akahomen. Looking for an inroad. Endo, his cross is going to be blocked by Hughes. Guest is going to get there. Melvin Costa cannot get it on target. And that is the problem with the youngster. His finishing is just not very good. We even had him specifically trained to take fewer shots so we don't get burnt too often by his left foot. Set piece is sent over. The lone shot on goal, couldn't get it on target, lone shot on goal of the first half for Bristol City. Once again, Fulham finds itself dominating the match in every way but the one that's important, which is on the scoreboard. Go prove your worth. I have faith in you. Go out and do it, is what we are telling our team heading into the second half. Now, the guys on the bench are already complacent, I think. None of them want to get on the pitch, which is potentially a problem. Tom Burford did pick up a booking early here in the second half. Looking at our guys, I mean, Melvin Costa just not getting the job done once again. Melvin, you are killing me. Omari Kellyman is going to come. Yeah, everyone's apprehensive. A couple of guys are motivated. Vladan Kovacevic is one of them, but he's our backup goalkeeper. We also have Matthew Murray, a youngster on the U18s that we brought up just to sit on the bench for this one. He may get some game time. We'll leave Gabriel Amaya out there for just a little bit longer as the errant pass is picked off by Denisov. Bichiabu looking to start to move it forward. Instead, plays it into the middle for Akahomen. Denisov back for Bichiabu. Moving the ball around quite a bit in the midfield. We have to put the pressure on. A bit of a high line being employed right now by Bristol City. Guest up ahead. Endo trying to move it up that left wing. Gets past one man until he is taken out by Hughes. Endo's going to go down. Charlie Hughes is going to be sent off with a red card. So we are going to go to a more attacking mode. Endo not injured, but we need the big guns. Gabriel Amaya once again unable to find the back of the net. Emmanuel Omega is going to come in. Tom Burford will make way for Antonio Blanco on a yellow card. Wanted to get him off. We do not want to lose one of our best offensive players to a potential card. 20-2 your shots on goal. We're going to demand more from our team because there is just about 10 minutes left in this match, and we are not winning. Are we going to get no highlights? Seriously, very attacking for the last 5 minutes. We're going to leave ourselves open against Bristol City, and they actually have the ball. Oh my God, did I just make a massive, massive tactical error. Diao looking to get it started. 1 minute left in regulation. From the set piece, they'll send it over to Knight. Finds Sharif. Sharif is in. Sharif shoots, and he cannot beat Shavlina. Now, 8 minutes have been added on. Can we do anything in those 8 minutes? It's going to be a corner kick. Morales sending it in. Kellyman. Omari Kellyman with his 7th goal of the season, finally putting Fulham up 1-0. I thought that this match was going to be an absolute runaway, and we needed added time in the second half just to get our first tally of the match. Now, luckily, true to form, Bristol City has failed to score, but they do have a highlight right on the kickoff. Still 5 minutes remaining in stoppage time. Thomas will control along the near side for Diao in the middle, dropping it for Amione. Do they have a back five thing going on right now? It's kind of hard to tell. Amione Gore feeding it across for Knight, back for Diao. Wasting time in their own end. We need a turnover, and we need one now. Thomas for Knight. Finds Benap. Kim Young-suk, what a tackle. Denisov taking over. Blanco for Morales, moving it up. Feeding Endo. Endo is in, and Endo scores, tucking it in just inside the post. What a move by Endo to put Fulham up 2-1 in this match. Beautiful pass by Marco Morales. He saw Endo cutting in, trying to get to the inside of the right back. Endo using his left foot to knock it past Gasparini. And 2-0, I think, is going to be sufficient to win this match and win it handily. But Bristol City does not want to go quietly into that. Good night. Konsa sending it across. Guest will step in front of that. Kim Young-suk for Blanco. Played ahead. Omega retreats to get it. Now he's going to control it. Moving it up. Nice dribbling by Omega. Holding things up. He's got Kellyman in. Kellyman shoots, and Kellyman has his brace. So nothing for the first 92 minutes of this match. It was 0-0 in that time. In the last 6 minutes, Fulham has managed to tally not once, not twice, but 3 times. Give 2 to Omari Kellyman. I look like a tactical genius bringing him in for Melvin Costa, who may be another player that we consider moving on in January, because right now he just has not been up to snuff. He's still very young. He still has a lot of developing he can do. He just may need to do it elsewhere. We may just need to cash in. Could be why we were able to get him off of Ipswich for such a low fee. 30-3, your shots on goal. In the end, an easy Fulham victory. Oh, just when I thought things were going so well, starting goalkeeper Nicolas Shavlina twisted his ankle in the training session and is going to be out 3 to 6 weeks. We only have an incredibly busy period of time coming up. I mean, we've got Brighton on Boxing Day coming up in just a couple of days. Merry Christmas to us. Then Southampton, Man City, Crawley, and the FA Cup. He probably wasn't going to play that match anyway. Hopefully we can get him back in time for the Arsenal match, but I'm not going to be holding my breath. Vladan Kovacevic, welcome back into the starting 11. Juan Manuel Delgado has been called up from the U21s to sit on the bench as our backup goalkeeper Vladan Kovacevic is going to be getting the start. It's going to be Gastakahom Bichiabu and Ivan Fresneda coming back into the side. Now, Fresneda is one yellow card away from a potential suspension. That is what happened to Tom Burford. He picked up his 6th yellow card of the season. He's got to sit this one out. So Morales is going to slide into the more attacking role in the midfield. Antonio Blanco is going to take his spot on the pitch, which means a second consecutive start for Kim Young-suk. Federico Guerrero coming back from injury, not 100% match fit, but he will be getting the start on the left wing. Endo will slide back to the bench. Melvin Costa, we're going to give you another shot over on the right wing side, although Amari Kellyman with a brace in the last match kind of deserved that spot, but we are going to err on the side of developing our youngsters, and Emmanuel Omega is coming in to start at striker. Andre Lucas Gudjansson has moved on to the bench, which means Gabriel Amaya not in the match day squad. I think my mind has been made up. You know, I keep forgetting to bring this up in the episodes, but we do have a new assistant manager. We signed him in the offseason, just haven't gotten around to showing him to you. It is former Premier League player, not for Fulham, for Newcastle. Kieran Trippier is our new assistant manager. He's not the greatest assistant manager we could possibly have, but if you can do a meme signing, you do a meme signing. Resolute personality, I love it. Reserved with the media, which I also love because on the Twitch save, our assistant manager is just way too willing to talk about selling our players, for example, in post-match press conferences, which puts us in a bit of a bind. So Kieran Trippier is our S-man. We've unbeaten in our last 5. A win today would secure our place midway through the season very firmly in the European spots. Currently on 37 points. This is our 18th match. We're 5 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand. We also have a game in hand on Liverpool, 7 points behind them on the top of the table. We are trying our best to open up a nice little gap between ourselves and Manchester City. The first highlight of the match, though, is going to go Brighton's way. Remember, this match is on the road. Can we win at the Amex? Gilmore will play it ahead for Shunta. Finds Buonanotte. Buonanotte chesting it down in the box. Can he square it up? No, we'll drop it back for Brown. Guerrero rides him off of the ball, but Vital is going to regain control. Billy Gilmore dropping it for Ibarra. Gilmore once again. Is it Billy Gilmore or am I thinking hockey again? And Ciso. Nice ball through to Shunta in the middle. João Pedro will pot his 7th goal of the season, or he would have if the flag was not up. It looks like João Pedro has strayed offside. We are waiting for the review from VAR to confirm it, and the referee's arm is up and the score remains 0-0. We have played 22 minutes. I don't really need to see that again. We already know he was offside. Brighton leading 3-2 in the early going, although we have enjoyed the lion's share of possession so far. So we're going to shout out a little bit of additional encouragement to the team. Bichiabu is a little bit tired. Morales looking near post. Oh my goodness. Guest unable to keep the header down. That's going to go out for a Brighton goal kick. We have taken the lead now in shots at 6-3. We are keeping the pressure on. 60% possession now. However, we are once again, looks like we are going to go into the half, dominating the match statistically in so many ways, but not winning. We have kept Brighton off of the scoreboard, but they have returned the favor. 0-0 after 45. Yeah, we've done a great job controlling possession. That's what we are going to focus on in our halftime team talk. Man City looks like they are winning, so they've pulled within 2 points of us. Manchester United also 2 points behind us, currently sitting in 5th place. We've got a nice 7-point cushion between ourselves in 3rd and Leeds in 8th. Guerrero with a free kick. Oh, he's just going to go for it, and just a little bit too much Guerrero not having the greatest return from his injury. We're probably going to make a change pretty soon. Costa, Morales feeding Costa once again. Morales back in the box. Morales with the shot. Rebound. Oh, it clears off of the post. Meslier had made the original save. It popped right back to Marco Morales, but he could not stop from hitting the woodwork, and Costa penalized for his play along that far sideline. Federico Guerrero, yeah, again, not having the greatest game, so Toshimitsu Endo is going to come in and take his spot right now. Emmanuel Omega, also a little worried about you, but we're going to leave you on for another couple of minutes, see if we can get something done here. 12-5 your shots on goal, still 0-0 your score. We've played just over 70 minutes. Buenote having a really bad match for them. Marco Morales will be replaced by Craig Ross. Alex Guest a little tired. Harvey Vale's going to come out. Harvey Vale pretty good with the ball, and we are going to bring in, you know what, Amari Kellyman. So sorry to Andre Lucas Gudjonsson, looking for a loan move in January. I think we're going to oblige him, which pretty much means we're going to bring back Jurgen Strand Larson, because I don't know if we're going to sign another striker in the January window. That is still up in the air. I wasn't expecting to sign Emmanuel Omega, but here we are. We're going to praise our team. I don't know why I just praised the team. And Kellyman is injured. So guess what? Andre Lucas Gudjonsson, you're coming in for the final 10 seconds of this match. Of course, they've added on extra time because of that injury. But at the end of the 90 minutes plus, no score. Neither team able to find the goal. Kovacevic, though, keeping a clean sheet as our backup pressed into starting service. We just could not permanently solve Ilan Meslier. Brighton 0, Fulham 0, but it's 6 unbeaten. So the positive, we have gone unbeaten now in our last 6 league matches. We kept another clean sheet. Our defense has been tremendous. The negative, obviously, we could not solve Ilan Meslier, even though Marco Morales came that close. Not a good return from injury for Federico Guerrero. We're going to try to work him in a little bit easier with our upcoming matches. We've got a ton on the way. Just in the next week alone, we have Southampton at home, Man City on the road, and then a home matchup in the FA Cup against Crawley Town before we meet up with Arsenal, currently sitting at the top of the table. I don't necessarily like playing the same teams more than once in an episode. However, we've got Burnley at the end of January and Newcastle on deadline day. So we will cover both deadline day and the Newcastle match. Hopefully we can make a little bit more hay and tighten up that gap between us and the top and give us a little bit more breathing room. I think, financially speaking, we need European football. We also will need to make a couple of moves in the January transfer window just to try to make the books be in a slightly more comfortable position. So if you have suggestions on what moves you think maybe we should make, drop them in the comments below. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. Keep continuing to support the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.